Bob Mould, I'm always glad to see you around, dude. Whether he's fronting awesome bands like Husker and Sugar, composing the original theme for The Daily Show, playing alongside with bands like Fucked Up and Foo Fighters, or writing for WCW? Wait, that actually happened? Wow, that's cool. Did he ever write anything for the Wolfpack? I used to love those guys. My point being, Bob Mould seems like a hell of a cool dude. He's led a very interesting life. He always seems super chill and relaxed in interviews, and to this day, he's still going strong with his music career. To me, he's one of the quintessential icons of the classic indie rocker. Most of us could probably only hope to live a tenth of the life this dude has, or be half as talented as he still is to this day. And that talent is as ever present as ever on Mould's newest solo release, Sunshine Rock. And Mould's record, as the title implies, is just a great big ball of glowing warmth and radiation. An album written primarily about Mould's experiences moving to Berlin. It's an album of intense happiness, personal discovery, and a sense of satisfied self-reflection that washes over you as you listen to it and gives you this glorious, reassuring, positive kind of feeling. It's an album that feels like a hug from an old friend you haven't seen in ages and can't wait to spend the day with. You know, it's just comforting. But that's not to say it's toothless, sugary, or overly saccharine or anything like that. Quite the contrary, actually. Mould is still a rock guy at the end of the day, and this still is a rock album. Specifically, it's that kind of alt-rock that Mould kinda helped create. That late 80s, early 90s feeling guitar-driven crunch fest with prominent, loudly distorted guitars in the forefront, splashy, bold, and punching drum work, and bass work that brings in just enough thunder to be present, but not too persistent in the overall mix. All this, peppered in with Gould's well-weathered and very leathery voice, make for a sound that feels familiar and evokes memories of all those times in the 90s spent hanging around record stores, coffee shops, and small venues and the like. God, it's basically Slacker, but the plot doesn't suck. I love it. But even with all that nostalgia, in its own way, it feels very timeless and crucially human. It is simplistic enough to hit that raw, primal nerve for something heavy, but it also has subtle and understated use of string work, keyboards, and chimes in exactly the right places here and there to elevate the music beyond just, you know, jammy as fuck dinosaur rock. It's an album that evokes so much positivity, so much life, so much... Wow, have I even told a joke yet in this review? I feel like I've been getting bad about leaving out the humor in some of my reviews here lately. How about a big farty butt for balance? I really like this album. I don't have much in the line of complaints. Then again, I've always kind of been a fan of Mould's work. I mean, how many of you know about albums like Zen Arcade or Candy Apple Grey, specifically because I yabbled about them on this show at one point or another? Yeah, I got to bias on this one for sure. But, you know, I don't care. This album is just what I needed right now. And I know I can't be the only old school indie rock dinosaur out there who's aching to hear some more good stuff out of Gould. I mean, the album starts off with the heavy railing stuff like the title track, What Do You Want Me to Do, and 30 Dozen Roses. Then it spills out into more thoughtful numbers like Final Years and Lost Faith. Then it goes from that into more kind of lackadaisical and kind of friendly songs like Camp Sunshine and Send Me a Postcard. And it finally climaxes on the gorgeous synthesized strings of Western Sunset. It's an album that just reminds you how good music like this can be. Fuck, it's an album that reminds you why you came to take up music as a passion in the first place. It wrings out the kind of joy from your soul that's touching, alluring, and inspiring. Well, it did for me, at least. Look, I know this particular brand of dinosaur rock isn't everyone's kind of thing, and if you don't have at least some predilection towards this specific brand of alt-rock, it honestly might not do much for you, but man, if you do, this is definitely a must-get. As for me, this is easily album of the year material, in my book at least. I love this goddamn thing. Mould is a talented as hell dude living an interesting as hell life, and despite all his accomplishments, he still has time to show up every once in a while and just remind us how awesome he is at this little thing called rock. He may not be Bowie or anything, sure, but I'm happy as hell to still have him around, and he just keeps giving me reasons to be happy about that. So, yeah, this rocker's feeling sunshiny. Sunshine Rock gets 5 happies out of 5.
Super special thanks to Kyler Aram and Mo Madison.
Tap, tap, yeah, yeah. Beat it. Thank you very much. I can't believe I made it all the way through.